Alrighty.
Yeah.
So why don't you begin by just telling a little bit about yourself and your journey so far?
Gosh. Well, I mean, I don't even know where to start because it's always been something that I've wanted to do to learn how to, do any vocals. I was really into like singing as a kid. I was just terrible at it. Um, and I think it was, gosh, how long has it been now? 2 or 3 years? A couple years now. I've finally decided like I'm gonna buckle down and like stop telling myself I can't do it and force myself to learn. Even if it's bad, I'll still enjoy learning, you know?
Right, right.
I never expected it to go anywhere. I didn't have just no expectations in general for it. And I think that's how you kind of make the best of a hobby, because if you have expectations for it, you're always going to be disappointed. Um,
Absolutely.
so it's my very first like video I threw out was just kind of so back then I thought Instagram Reels were something everyone hated. So I was like, I can't post this to TikTok. I don't really want my friends to see it. I was like, I want to, track my progress, have the people who like know stuff about this tell me, like give me feedback and stuff. But I don't really want anyone I know, like on Facebook or anything to see this. Um, and so I just threw it on Instagram Reels. And then I think it was like a couple weeks later, I checked up on it. And I was like, why the fuck does this have 20,000 views? That's absurd. What
Right.
the hell? I didn't even touch Instagram at that time, hardly. And it just absolutely befuddled me. And it made it really exciting to know that people enjoyed seeing progress. Because even if I wasn't good when I started, people liked seeing someone just trying for the fun of it.
For sure. Yeah. I know for my page, it mainly started because of a mental breakdown and being cheated on, and it just
Oof.
kind of trauma dumping really just made me more popular than I was, which was kind of weird. But
People relate.
yeah, so like I've always done the whole like screaming kind of thing. It's really what I'm best at. Like I can't sing for shit. Auto tune kind of helps with that, but
It's funny. It's like once you learn the harsh ones, the clean ones should be easier.
you would think so, but yeah, like I have really good control over my screams, and I just like then I found your page. I was like, oh my god, someone else is doing the same fucking thing. Yeah, so like my favorite video from you is definitely got to be the uh the prettiest girl for the party video. Like,
It's always the ones I don't expect to
right,
pop off that are always like the most popular one was my ooh woo one. And I was like, I don't really know what to post today. I was like, I'll just I usually just scroll through Instagram to try and find ideas, see like, what audios are popping off and stuff. And
for
I came
sure.
across that one and I was like, well, whatever, I'll do that real quick and throw it up there. It's always the ones I don't put effort into.
Right.
It's
But yeah.
ridiculous.
So how long have you been practicing your scream?
Um, well, I also started after a mental breakdown. It's funny, I was in an IOP program during like the beginning stages of my videos, and I didn't talk about it too often. While I'm very open about mental health and stuff, I don't really like to be
Mhm.
specific, but it was kind of something to push me into just becoming the person I wanted to be. I was always very timid and like scared of everything and afraid of just being genuine, because it's scary to put yourself out there. And gosh, what year was that? I'm trying to think. I think it was 2021, when I first was like, this is something I want to learn and I can't constantly put it off, or I'm going to regret it. um I was in that mindset of like, oh, I've already kind of missed my hobby stage. I've already missed the phase where I learn what I like.
Right.
everyone had their band era at like 14 to 18, you know. I was like, I'm too old for this. I can't be learning now. But it's, you know, you'll never know what you're capable of until you try.
Right. I know for me, it's like I've always been trying to find new ways to invent myself. And with this recent music project that I started about a year ago, it just I really don't care much about what people say or think about it. I'm just doing it for myself, and
Exactly.
I'm putting myself out there, and that's really just been helping me because I really don't care what people think, and I've spent
Mhm.
my whole life trying to please other people or try to get good opinions and you know but at the end of the day it's all about what we think of ourselves, and
Mhm.
it's just a journey for each of us.
Right. It's I was admittedly still like a weird kid when I was younger. It's not like I was trying to fit in or anything,
Right.
but I was still very uh I guess I was afraid of failure was a good way to put it. And like I'm afraid to try anything because what if
Mhm.
I'm bad at it?
Right.
You know what? What if? Cool.
Yeah, so I hit my emo phase like late in life. I was like
Really?
17.
Oh, that's
um
not too late. It's never too late.
well, I went through like my whole family was like raised like country or rock. And then I hit like middle school, and rap became a thing, and
Mm,
uh I tried having my own like little rap career that didn't last long.
that's cute.
But yeah, no, so I hit my emo phase when everyone else was like fading out of theirs.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
So I
brutal.
so I went from being the weird kids to still being the weird kid.
Big relate. I remember in college, I like was walking through the halls and people would still like shout like emo bitch at me, and I was like, what? How old are we? Like, I'm not outrageously, I'm a very tamed, uh, how do I put it? Like design. I don't know. I don't like go all out in the goth style, emo style. I just, I have little things here and there that I try to show my style with. And I was like, there's no way you are this like sheltered from life that you see someone in a fucking choker necklace and you're like, oh my god, emo.
Right.
Okay. Dork. Makes
Crazy.
me feel sad for some people because it's like this is the height of what you've experienced. That's crazy.
So what kind of music do you listen to?
Well, I think at heart I'll always be like a pop punk bitch. Very Midwest emo. It'll always
That
speak
is
to my
quite
soul.
literally what I label my music as.
Hell yeah. But I have started branching out. I was admittedly like back in the day kind of scared of the heavier stuff. I was like, what if I don't get it? I don't want to be a poser. But around high school, I started branching out a lot more. And, you know, I, I'm one of those people that when I say I like everything, I genuinely do. Um, but I like mostly pretty much any version of alternative music and then like the beat bop electronic music. And I love when those two worlds collide. They're so fun.
Oh, for sure. My A good friend of mine, he goes by the artist name Say We Can Fly. He started off as, like strictly acoustic stuff.
I was a
And
big fan when I was in high school.
yeah, I've been supporting him for
Crazy.
like 11 years now, like it's fucking crazy. But yeah, so and then now he's like branching off into like a little bit heavier stuff, a little bit of like EDM.
Really? I'll have to
Sad.
get back into that then because I was a
Yeah,
big fan of acoustic guitars and stuff when I was
right.
younger. That was
Yeah,
a
his,
big
his latest
dad
album
phase of mine.
is called Beneath the Roses, and it is absolutely beautiful. Definitely
Awesome.
suggest it for a listen. The self-titled song Beneath the Roses is definitely going to be hard hitting
I'm
for
excited. I
sure.
love seeing artists branch out, like
Yeah,
where you begin to where you end up, Like
yeah,
it's so neat seeing the different ways people want to play with. their style and their sense
Absolutely.
of artism.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. And then he has his own like merch store, say we can fly dot shop. Really cool stuff on there. Kind of
That's so
wish I
cool.
wore a hoodie now.
Too hot, dude.
I have such a collection. It's really a problem.
Oh God, I know. I'm trying to like get out of only buying like t-shirts and actually dressing up a little more, but I'm
Like,
like,
what are
man,
normal
I
clothes?
a sick t-shirt will always take precedent.
Right. But yeah, I listen to mainly a lot of like say we can fly stuff. It's kind of
Yeah.
just my whole vibe. But yeah, pop punk, acoustics, EDM. I like some country, some gospel, some rap. I also listen to quite literally everything.
Yeah, everything has something, awesome to offer. I feel like when you section yourself off to a specific genre, you're really losing the potential you can learn from other
Right.
genres of music.
So let me ask you this, right? So I totally agree with this statement. But in the world of like screamo and metal, the whole screaming aspect of it, when people like us use a lot of vocal fry and lot of yelling, is it not like learning a new language? Because I feel like a lot of normies will be like, I can't understand a word they're saying, and we could translate the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like, especially when I first got into it, I was like, I don't know why this sounds good. I don't know why this is such like a vibe, but it really, yeah, I was like, I can't even tell what they're saying, to the point where now it's not I guess it depends on the kind of vocals. There are some that I'm still like, I don't know what's going on, but I
Yeah,
love this for you. These are sick, but
for sure.
where's
So
the Spotify lyrics?
you said you've been doing this the last couple of years. What's one memorable moment that you've had
In my learning journey, or just like all together?
altogether?
Um, Goodness. I think one of the most like memorable things is how I started was I had a 45-minute drive to work every day. So there and back, I was just that's all I did. And there was one day, I was screaming along with a song, or trying to, I should say. I couldn't really do words yet. I couldn't really enunciate anything. And it was just one of those days where I guess the stars aligned and I got every word in one of a Spirit Box song. And I was like, oh, I'm I did it. It just felt unreal. It was like
For
I'm
sure.
capable. I don't
Right.
know if it sounded good, but I was like, just finding out I had the lung capacity, I was like, that's enough. I'm set. This is I'm completely booked in now.
Right. Yeah. It's a fun experience when you finally achieve something that you feel like you've been struggling with.
Right. Especially in the beginning, it feels you can get a little hopeless in the thought of like, man, I'm never gonna get this done. But once you get one thing, it feels so good to know like, okay, my potential is there.
Right.
I know I can learn if I take the time, if I, really practice. Practicing is like the biggest thing with vocals, because it's like you can start to kind of lose how to do things if you don't practice enough. And it's like it's just something. I don't know. I was one of those people who wanted to be good at anything I tried on the first try and give up immediately after.
I'm the
So
same way.
taking all that time to put like a ton of work into it and finally feel like I did something was just an awesome feeling.
For sure. Yeah. So you do Twitch, you do TikTok, you do Instagram. What platform would you say you're the most on?
Probably Instagram. I I'm trying to kind of switch that into Twitch, going to be my main platform now. The short form content was a lot of fun for me, but I feel like I'm kind of getting to a point where it's not enough, where I
Right.
I want to have longer form content. I want to I just suck at editing. So like, I don't want to, but at the same time I'm kind of at the point where short form content isn't exactly my favorite to make anymore.
Right. I think at some point with anything, you just have to feel like you've done all you set out to do with it.
Right. I feel like I've done the things I've kind of wanted to do. And it's not like I'm going to quit at any point. It's just not going to be my main focus anymore.
Right, for sure. So, what kind of like you do the whole game streaming thing on?
I do, yeah, a little of everything. I really like just kind of hanging out and laughing with everybody.
Right.
Done, practice streams where I practice my vocals, which is a lot of fun. My old mic was not built for it though. Now that I have this new one, I might actually get to do it and it not be a nightmare. But
Right. What kind of microphone is it?
this was I don't know names.
Sure, SM7B, quite a
Yeah,
beaut.
it's it's what was recommended to me. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna trust it.
For sure. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a good mic. It's definitely one that I wanted to save up with. This is the Audio Technica AT 2040. It's like $100, but
It's crazy how expensive these things are. It was the interface that I really lost my mind over. I was like, this is a little box. Are you
right.
kidding?
Which one do you have?
Volt
Oh,
2. I
that's a good
got
one.
one of a cheaper one since the mic was
Right.
kind of a pricier one. I was like, I'll work my way up.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
just
what I'm doing with this thing.
yeah, I just have this little soundboard. It's called the
Oh, sick.
Maeeparfait. It's got like a lot of real cool options. It's got like reverb, auto tune, my EQ,
Oh, that
pitch
is cool.
changer. I can plug a quarter inch cable into it, so I can like do guitar, piano. It has everything I need.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Especially like the different options because
Yeah,
I don't know how to, other than with voice mod, I have no idea how to do any of that stuff yet. It's just a constant learning process.
for sure.
I
Yeah,
went to learn one thing and now I have to learn like engineering.
for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I was advised to stay away from Pro Tools if you
Mm,
if you can. Ableton would be the best, like vocal editing kind of thing.
right.
That's what they say, anyways. I don't know. I went from Audacity to BandLab, so
Oh, hell yeah. You
um,
can't go back. I feel like once you figure out one program, just trying to move to another makes it more like, I don't know. It
right.
feels like the quality drops. Like Windows Movie Maker is, me and Windows Movie Maker forever.
That was the shit back in the day. Oh my
Exactly.
god.
Used to
Then it's
make
like now you
Naruto
gotta pay
MVs.
for After Effects and you can't even get Movie Maker anymore. It's like
Heartbreaking.
for sure. So your scream is more of like a yell.
Hmm.
Have you ever tried like vocal fry?
I am finally at the point where I can do it. I I was at the point where I could do it, but not what's the term I'm looking for? Like I couldn't depend on it. It was like kind
Right.
of couldn't. Some days kind of could. I'm at the point where I can actually use it pretty. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Just I can
Effectively?
rely on it. I can know what I'm doing.
Right, right, for sure.
Um, so I've done a few videos with it. It's still something I'm learning though. I try to at least like even if I'm learning something, I try to even show my failures. I try to show the process because people also will give me really awesome feedback and tell me ways I can improve, and I really appreciate when people are willing to be helpful rather than shitty.
Right, yeah. Those are always the best people to have in your comment section.
Exactly. It's a lot of fun to also see people's different you know uh I don't want to say criticisms, but advice on how to make things more interesting and fun too.
For sure. So are you ever thinking about pursuing music?
I am. I'm with a band Cycles of Hate right now, and we're working on songs. It's just I really underestimated how slow of a process it is.
It's
But
only
now that I
slow when
have
you're working with other people, I promise.
Yeah, it's also I was waiting to because I didn't want to have to travel every time to record vocals. That's expensive, it's a lot of work, it's
Well, you
you
got a
know.
good microphone for that. So
Yeah, so that's the point of me getting that is I was like, I need to be able to just do this shit from home.
right.
Even if it's not the best studio ever, it's something.
Now, something that I'm going to recommend to get is definitely that like eyeball thing. It's like a circle, well, a spherical uh sound canceling thing that you like hook onto your microphone.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
They actually what's that? I forget
Do
her
they
name, but
actually?
she did this song Jar of Hearts.
Oh, Christina Perri, or like
Yes,
someone who
yes,
covered it.
she used that when she recorded her vocals.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't sure if they were, kind of a scam or not, but it's good to know that they
Right.
aren't.
Yeah, no, it's got really good reviews. It's just, expensive.
Yeah, that's the worst thing of once you start taking a hobby seriously is like, oh God, it starts adding up.
Right, right. Yeah, so where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I don't mind. So originally I'm from, I usually just say the St. Louis area because I lived in like a nameless cornfield, outside of that area, but most
Right.
people know where St. Louis is. so, um, so my upbringing was, cows and corn, which
Know
is
that feeling.
why, like, I guess that's why people were a little astonished
They were
at
culture shocked.
yeah, at a little goth kid existing out there. And I was like, I'm not like, I don't go crazy. I try to be relatively calm with my,
Right.
with my style, but it's different for out there, I guess. You have a town of
Absolutely.
2,000 people.
Yeah. Say okay, so like I say I'm from Chicago,
Mhm.
but like I'm really an hour south of Chicago because like people won't really know what
Yeah,
town
so
I'm
you
from.
get it. It's
So
like, there's no point in trying to be like, okay, I live in this specific region of a cornfield. Like,
right.
but
I
that's
actually
cool.
grew
Cool
up on
from
a farm.
Illinois. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I grew up on a farm till I was about 10 years old, and my parents got divorced and moved us out to the
What
burbs.
did you guys have any animals?
When I was a kid, I guess like my mom's ex-husband got like really sick and they had to get rid of all the animals. But like I had like we had apparently like 200 rabbits, bunch of chickens,
Oh my
uh,
God,
dogs, cats, goats, two
I didn't know that many
ostriches,
rabbits.
uh, a few horses. We had everything except for like pigs and cows. Like it was a pretty good childhood. And I'm
That's
listing off all those animals. Like we had a bunch of land. We only had 3 acres of land.
only.
Right. Well, I mean, like, I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
that's a lot of creatures for that amount of space.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun though. We had a good time growing up. We were able to have like go-karts and mini
I was about to
motorcycles and
ask, were
stuff
you
like
like an
that.
ATV kid with the oh fuck, what are they called? I keep trying to say moped, that's not the right word.
Motocross.
Four wheelers, that's what
Oh,
the
four-wheelers.
easiest
Uh,
word.
I didn't have a four-wheeler. I had like a miniature motorcycle kind of thing. It was really cool. It was like a mini Harley. And then we had a go-kart. I didn't want to give
Oh,
up my turn one time, and I took the turn too quick, and I ended up like going on two wheels on one side. It was great,
that's kind of sick
fun
though.
time. Yeah, I was
Can't
like
repeat
eight
that,
years
but it was
old and not
sick.
knowing what the fuck I was doing. I was like, what the hell? This is
I know
awesome.
who's like, what adults let us like on these
Literally.
vehicles?
I
Hey, did you?
remember being like, oh, it's thunderstorming outside. Let me go jump in the pool.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Midwesterners. We're all weird. And that a tornado? Cool. Let's watch it.
Literally us. That's great. But yeah, so what other cool things have happened, during your rise to fame? We'll call it.
Oh, I wouldn't call it fame. I have to say like internet fame and like isn't what I don't know. It's not the same thing as I think celebrity fame, you know.
Right.
When I go out, people don't know who I am. It's not, and nor would I expect them to. It just feels like a really awesome little cultivated community of other people who are really cool, who I'd never, you know, probably would have never met otherwise if I hadn't, you know, brought myself to finally do the things I wanted to do. Um, I definitely had my young phase of being, you know, YouTube obsessed, and I had my own little channel and making like Naruto AMVs with my friends, and
Right.
you know, that was my first taste, and I couldn't get enough after that.
Yeah, I've been posting on YouTube since I was like 14. So like it's just kind of been like an addiction since then to
Literally,
try to get some views.
yeah, I think I started at around 10. And I'm trying to think of even what kind of dumbass videos we made. But it was mostly all that, like making our own characters and stuff uh it was usually Naruto. It was almost always
Yeah.
Naruto.
Hey, Naruto is the shit, you know? Like I'm
Yeah.
literally wearing a Naruto hat right now. So
Oh fuck yeah. That's true.
yeah, so like when me and my buddies were in high school, we made like short films. It was great. It was like totally unscripted, just off the top of the dome. Like
It's so
we just
fun.
turned the camera on and whatever happened. We made some masterpieces, man. It was great.
Absolutely. There is no like interesting creativity that like you know, children creativity. They're so weird, dude.
Right. So what's one thing that you do in your daily life that the people on the internet wouldn't expect?
Um, Probably listen to the song WAP every day, at least once. It's a banger. It's an absolute masterpiece. Love it.
Well, you definitely caught me off guard with that one. So
I mean, my daily life is pretty you know, I don't go out a whole lot. I pretty much live, you know, in my house all the time. I get my little coffee, sit down and, you know, try to come up with ideas, which is just me scrolling on my phone.
totally.
um, Sometimes I'll, you know, make content, sometimes I don't. Lots of just sitting around and planning things out or writing things down. So I feel like my daily life is fairly boring. And people are like, make a vlog about your day. I'm like, you wouldn't want to watch that. Sit
You
around
know,
and
that
like,
that's the fun thing about
write.
the internet. You don't have to like tell people what you actually do. You could tell a great story and have it written
Oh
so
yeah, I
well
could
to where
definitely lie. Be like, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I have a poached egg. No, I wake up at
oh my
like
gosh.
drink a coffee.
I had whiskey for breakfast.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Just being a creator, honestly. It's something I've always wanted to do. Until TikTok, I've never had any kind of a following, so it's been great. You know, I'm only up to like 3,000 people, but
Even creating to a zero audience is, I feel like that was my favorite time as a creator because it really was um just blindly posting whatever I wanted.
right,
I try to still keep that mindset. I try to not let people's you know, opinions matter, or you know, like I want to make what I want. Um, but it's, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't affect you,
right,
even if you don't want to.
for sure. So
But
what
it
what
is,
is
sorry.
you're good, you're good. What is one thing that inspires you the most?
Gosh, well, when it comes to like music and vocals, seeing, I think it was Spirit Box that really got me, Courtney, and you know, in particular, that made me like really want to buckle down and learn vocals, because I was growing up, I don't remember any female vocalists with vocals that were harsh like that.
Right,
um and she was kind of the one of the first I discovered, and I was just so like taken away by how awesome she was that I was like, I need this in my life. I absolutely aspire to have vocals like that. And you know, after that, I kind of started discovering more and more artists and use them as inspo too. But it was really seeing other women, you know, be the I don't know how to put it other than making the waves that I
Right.
feel like um, you know, was harder to do back in the day.
For sure. Yeah, I know I'm friends with a lead singer of the band called Gold Steps, and she's truly an amazing soul. Like she's fun to talk to. She's funny. She's just very great to see play live. She's very quirky on stage, and it's just such a fun time to interact with her. I just saw her last month, I want to say. It was pretty cool. But yeah, so she's in the band Gold Steps, and then another band I would really like to interview is a band called Crashing Atlas. They're another
Them, yeah.
yeah, uh, great great music. Monster is one of my favorite songs by them, and it's just she's an insanely talented woman, and she definitely deserves everything that's coming their way. They got a new album in the works, so
That
uh,
is like one of my favorite things too, is finding musicians early on in their career.
for
That's how I
sure.
was with Scene Queen. I followed her years and years ago. Um, and it was like when she very first started putting out music, and I like have gotten to see her, you know, evolve into someone who's finally doing world tours and shit. I'm like, oh,
Right.
I love this. I love this so much.
Yeah, that was how I was with Braden from Say We Can Fly. Like when I met him, he had just put out the album Heaven is Hell, which is just like a small EP. He was working on Beneath the or not Beneath the Roses, Between the Roses, uh, and like touring, and you know he was doing uh international shows, like overseas shows, before he was signed to Epitaph, and then
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah,
You
he
gotta
was
pay for that. That's brutal.
at that point he was fully independent, and you know it's crazy. Right now he's sitting at 157,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Hell yeah.
One of his songs, Pavement, it has over 6 million plays.
Woo!
I saw
Fuck
that the other
you.
day. I was like, what the fuck?
It's
But
just great seeing
yeah,
people like succeed who genuinely deserve it. I feel like
right.
so many shitheads got to be, you know, the people who decided what was and what was not popular for a long time. It's time to let nice people actually like
Right.
have
You
the
know,
stage, real genuine people.
yeah, it's kind of sad to see the whole 2009 to 2013 era of musicians like
Oh, I
retiring.
know.
Yeah,
It's
Braden is putting out one last album probably within the next couple of years, and then
oh,
that's it because he's wanting to focus more on the whole movie making side of things that he's doing right now. He's got
oh,
a movie
that's yeah.
coming out next year. It's called Farlight.
Oh.
He just released a trailer for it. It looks pretty fucking good.
It's nice to see that they're still in the entertainment industry
Oh yeah.
though.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever get a 9 to 5.
Some people, like some of us just aren't built for it, dude. I'm too damn annoying.
Yeah, one day the TikTok, income will pop off and I'll be able to quit. But till then,
Yeah, I mean, it feels like subscription based things are really where, you know, like Patreon and stuff is really where creatives are able to actually
I don't
make.
know why I haven't set one of those up yet.
You should. They are genuinely good. I mean, even if you make 5 extra bucks a month from it, that's $5 extra, you know?
Right,
That's a coffee.
for sure. But yeah, so it was lovely talking to you. Zoom is yelling at me, telling me that I'm running out of time. So I will
Oh
just
no,
put it here. It was great talking with you. You were amazing. And
me.
I hope to stay in contact. You're pretty cool. I would love to be friends.
We can
Yeah.
absolutely do lives together too if you want,
Hell yeah.
on TikTok and stuff.
Hell yeah. Like I said, my TikTok handle is Scream Therapy 101. Same as here, same as uh pretty much everywhere else. Instagram. It's just my handle everywhere. If you
Oh
want
yeah,
to shoot me a follow sometime, we could definitely do a
absolutely.
live or do a battle. And yeah, it was great talking with you. Thank you for your time. Honestly, it was amazing.
Oh, it was really awesome. Thank you so much. I
No
had a lot of
problem.
fun.